No fuel oil shortage in country. Ship carrying 27,000 tons of diesel arrives at Chattogram port from Singapore. 2 more ships carrying LPG and LNG reach outer anchorage of port and 4 more on their own to port, report BPC and Port Authority. Government takes decisions on reducing government expenditure, shortening office hours and closing markets at 6 p.m. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman sets a unique example of work business by working in office for almost 16 hours. On Thursday, he performed official work continuously from morning until late at night. Information Broadcasting Minister Johiruddin Shopon urges party leaders and activists to remain vigilant so that none can mislead people regarding fuel prices. Public awareness needed to prevent spreading of measles, says experts. Measles vaccination program to begin in every upazila of country from Sunday. Government plans to launch e-health cards by mid-June. Healthcare to be reached doorsteps of marginalized people. United States and Israel intensifying attack on Iran. Security Council to vote on draft proposal to authorize use of defensive military force to protect ships operating in Hormuz Strait on Saturday. And Bangladesh facing India in final of SAF Under-20 Football Championship. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. This is Faria Dilshad Mo with you. Those are the highlights. Now let's move on to the news in details. No fuel oil shortage in the country. A ship with 27,300 tons of diesel from Singapore docked at Chattogram port today. This is the 9th ship arrived at Chattogram port since the conflict in the Middle East began. Bangladesh Petroleum Corporation BPC said the ship has been docked at the Dolphin Jetty this afternoon. Meanwhile, another ship with 34,000 tons of diesel from Malaysia is expected to arrive at port today. BPC said a regular oil supplier, China's company Unipac, is sending another ship carrying 30,000 tons of diesel from Singapore. This ship is expected to arrive in the country tomorrow or the following Sunday. Besides, Chattogram Port Authority said 2 large ships carrying LPG and LNG reached the port's outer anchorage. Government has taken efforts to import fuel from sources outside the Middle East. In addition to the oil and gas are being in the process of import to ensure a steady fuel supply. The government has taken a set of decisions to cope with the impact of the global situation and ensure fuel oil stability. According to the decisions, all government and private offices will operate from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Besides, the banking activities will continue from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for public transactions, while banks will close at 4 p.m. All shopping malls and markets across the country must remain closed after 6 p.m. However, emergency services such as kitchen markets, food outlets and pharmacies will remain outside this directive. The decisions were taken at the cabinet meeting held at the cabinet room in the Parliament Secretariat here on Thursday night. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman chaired the meeting. Later, Cabinet Secretary Nasimul Goni briefed the journalists at the media center of the Jatiyo Sanshad Bhavan, saying that the government took measures considering fuel supply disruptions caused by the Middle East war. Prime Minister's Press Secretary Saleh Shibli was present at the briefing, noting that several steps have been taken for the next 3 months to reduce government expenditure. The Cabinet Secretary said no new vehicles, watercraft or aircraft will be purchased during this period. Procurement of new equipment including computers will also remain suspended, he said, adding internal training has been reduced by 50%, while all foreign training under government funds will remain suspended until further notice. Expenditure on meetings and seminars has also been cut by 50%, Nasimul Ghoni said. Besides, he said government spending in the power, energy and gas sectors will be reduced by 30%. The meeting issued a directive to reduce unnecessary travel expenses by 30%, the Cabinet Secretary added. He said new directives will be issued for the education sector. The Ministry of Education will start issuing instructions in phases from Sunday, considering the needs of different levels so that the measures do not have a negative impact on the education system, Nasimul Ghani said. In a bid to reduce traffic congestion in the capital city during the school hour, he said, the government has decided to introduce electric buses for school students instead of private cars. Educational institutions joining the initiative will be able to import buses duty-free, the Cabinet Secretary said, adding, the private sector will also get this facility, but a 20% duty will apply for commercial purposes. However, only new buses will be allowed for import, he said. Noting that imports from alternative sources are also being increased to maintain normal fuel supply, Nasimul Ghani said initiatives have already been taken to import fuel from Malaysia, Indonesia and Kazakhstan. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman set a rare example of dedication, working continuously for 16 hours on Thursday. He began his day at his Cabinet Division office in the Bangladesh Secretariat at 9 a.m. engaging in a series of official tasks including file reviews, meetings and decision-making on key national issues with firm attention and focus. After completing his work at the Secretariat, Tariq Rahman, also ruling BNP chairman, joined the Jatiya সংসদ session at 3:30 p.m. His active presence in Parliament until 8 p.m. to discuss nationally important issues, formulate policies and reflect the expectations of the people is a living reflection of the responsibility of a statesman. Later, at 8:45 p.m., Tariq Rahman attended a cabinet meeting at the Parliament Secretariat where detailed discussions were held on overall development, crisis management and future plans. The meeting continued until after 11:30 p.m. Following the cabinet meeting, the Prime Minister returned to his office at the Parliament Secretariat and continued his official duties. Prime Minister's additional press secretary Atikur Rahman Ruman said the Premier worked from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Thursday. He said working 12 to 14 hours a day is part of the Prime Minister's regular routine, but on this day it extended to almost 16 hours. This long working hour is not just a statistic, it is a message to the countrymen. While many go to rest at the end of the day, one leader still stays awake for the country, for the future, Ruman said. Political analysts said that this is a symbol of an unwavering commitment to the country, to the people and to responsibility. This relentless effort by the Prime Minister reminds anew that leadership is not just about sitting in a seat of power, but about taking the responsibility of the nation on one's shoulders at every moment, they added. Finance Minister Amir Khusro Mahmood Chowdhury has said fuel and energy crisis is not a lone problem for Bangladesh, rather it is a global crisis. He said this to the journalists after distributing award of Korean EPZ Young Wonsi IU Academic Excellence Scholarship at Anwara in Chattogram. Finance Minister said the price hike of oil all over the world, including Middle East, has negative impact on the economy of Bangladesh. Implementation of national budget has been challenging due to the unusual soaring up of oil price. The Finance Minister suggests students to make them efficient and capable on technical and technology education at the age of globalization. Among others, Chairman of Young One Corporation Ki Hak-sung and Trustee Board Chairman of CIU Lutfi M. Ayub were present. Later, Finance Minister handed over the scholarship award to the students. Information and Broadcasting Minister Johiruddin Shopon has urged the people to remain alert so that no one can mislead them regarding the fuel crisis. He made the call this afternoon at a view exchange meeting with local residents and leaders and activists of the BNP at Pabna Circuit House. The minister said many developed countries have raised fuel prices, but Bangladesh has kept prices unchanged and managed the situation without putting extra pressure on people. He added that the current situation has arisen due to faulty fuel policies of the previous Awami League government and the ongoing war in the Middle East. Pabna 5 constituency lawmaker Shamsur Rahman Shimul Bishash, among others, was present at that time. Mentioning that Jamaat and NCP have emerged as formidable political forces, Johiruddin Shapun said political competition is now taking place in parliament, on the streets and in cyberspace. He also urged all to act responsibly. Experts say that not ignorance but public awareness alone can play an effective role in preventing measles. Health experts made these remarks at a roundtable discussion titled Recent Measles Outbreak and Necessary Actions, held at the Abu Said Convention Center in the capital. The event was organized by the Legal Health Assistance Cell. At the event, they said that the situation has become critical due to gaps in vaccination, misinformation and lack of coordination. Due to the absence of proper campaigns, the virus is spreading from urban areas to grassroots levels. Experts said that currently 65% of children aged 6 months or below are being affected by the disease. Meanwhile, a nationwide measles vaccination campaign will begin in every upazila from Sunday. Although measles vaccination is usually given from 9 months of age, experts are advising strengthening treatment and preventive measures from as early as 6 months in the current situation. They also said that identifying malnourished children infected with measles and ensuring proper treatment can reduce the risk of death. A representative of UNICEF said that currently 80% of those infected have not been vaccinated. Therefore, vaccination is the only effective preventive measure. Due to misinformation and propaganda on social media, many parents are reluctant to vaccinate their children. For this reason, media representatives emphasized the need for centrally providing accurate information. Measles has spread across various districts of the country. Among those infected, children aged between 6 months and 3 years are at the highest risk. About 30% of hospitalized measles patients are developing pneumonia. To tackle the situation, the International Center for Diarrheal Disease Research Bangladesh (ICDDRB) has taken an initiative to use the bubble CPAP technology. The bubble CPAP developed by ICDDRB is effective in reducing respiratory complications in children. Research shows that this technology is much more cost-effective compared to conventional mechanical ventilators. Each unit costs only 300 taka to produce. It is also more effective in saving children's lives than the standard oxygen method recommended by the World Health Organization. Experts believe that expanding the use of bubble CPAP will play an important role in preventing child deaths from measles-related pneumonia. To implement this initiative, ICDDRB will provide technical support and training. According to concerned sources, the first phase of training will begin in the first week of April at the Bangladesh Shishu Hospital and Institute in the capital. To make the fragile healthcare system left by the previous fallen government more coordinated and effective, the current government has planned to introduce a national e-health card by June. Through these, healthcare services will reach people at the grassroots level at their doorsteps. The government led by Prime Minister Tariq Rahman of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party (BNP) has been implementing one election pledge after another since assuming state power. Analysts say that the introduction of the e-health card will bring a fundamental transformation to the country's overall healthcare system. Whether a patient receives treatment in a village or a city, their necessary health information can be accessed through this card. This will make diagnosis and treatment faster and more effective. The e-health card will act as a fundamental identity framework in the health sector. Through it, individuals can be accurately identified across different healthcare systems and medical information can be securely exchanged among hospitals, clinics and other institutions. If the e-health card is ensured in the healthcare system, services will become more efficient, accurate and accessible. It will improve patient data management and make data-driven planning easier. The government is considering handing over the operation of this third terminal at Hazrat Shahjalan International Airport to Japan, prioritizing national interest, Civil Aviation and Tourism Minister Afroza Khanum Rita said in the capital today. She expressed hope that the third terminal would become operational within the current year. She disclosed the information at a briefing following a bilateral meeting with a Japanese delegation on the management and maintenance of the airport's third terminal held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs this afternoon. Earlier, a preparatory meeting was held where Foreign Minister Khalilur Rahman, State Minister for Foreign Affairs Shama Obaid Islam, Prime Minister's Foreign Affairs Advisor Humayun Kabir, State Minister for Civil Aviation and Tourism M. Rashiduzzaman Millat, Executive Chairman of the Bangladesh Investment Development Authority BIDA Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun, the Secretary of the Ministry of Civil Aviation and Tourism, the Chairman of the Civil Aviation Authority of Bangladesh CAAB and other senior officials were present. The Japanese delegation was led by Reika Nakayama, Assistant Vice Minister for International Aviation at Japan's Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism. Chief Whip Nurul Islam Moni has said that independence is not a trivial matter, rather there is no day greater than Independence Day. He emphasized that the importance of this hard-earned freedom achieved through immense sacrifices must always remain high. Nurul Islam Moni made these remarks today while speaking at a discussion organized by the Bangladesh Nationalist Cultural Organization at the National Press Club in the capital, marking the Great Independence and National Day. Bangladesh Nationalist Cultural Organization President Humayun Kabir Bapari presided over the function, while Dhaka South City Corporation Administrator Freedom Fighter Abdul Salam attended as the chief discussant. Speakers at the event highlighted various aspects of the Liberation War and the history of independence, as well as the role of martyred President Ziaur Rahman in nation building and the country's future. They also said that the BNP was founded to realize the ideals of the Liberation War and that its leadership is essential to achieving those goals. Leaders and activists of BNP and its affiliated organizations, along with people from different professions, were present at the discussion. The Election Commission has called a commission meeting next Monday to take preparations for the election of reserved women's seat in the 13th National Parliament. The schedule for the reserved women's seats may be announced on the same day. Election Commissioner Anwarul Islam Sarkar said these in an exclusive interview with BTV News. After the 13th National Parliament election was held on February 12, the results were published in Gazette from February 13. Although there is an obligation to complete the election of reserved women's seats within 90 days of the Gazette publication, the Election Commission has called the meeting on Monday, aiming to complete the process within April. The Commission meeting will also discuss the by-election for the vacant Bogura 6 constituency and the election for Sherpur 3 seat scheduled for April 9. In addition to the reserved women's seat election, several other important issues may also be discussed at the 11th meeting of the current Commission. Now moving on to international news.